Excited to have you with us today as we recognize our 7 high school graduates and 2 college graduates here on Grad Sunday. I think it's important before we bring them up here to just, you look at these pictures, you watch them grow up in a snapshot there very quickly. It's really cool to have a lot of these girls and guys grow up here with us here at Bethel at our church here. So it's just very, very exciting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have Kelly come assist me real quick because I can't talk and give gifts and do everything else that we need to do. So let's hear it for Kelly. Come on up. So I'll call you guys up. You'll come up. You'll get your gift. Just remain up here until we get through everybody. So we'll start with our high school graduates. So our Amplify High School graduates. First, graduating from Glenver High School with a GPA of 4.2, attending Shenandoah University, where she'll be playing volleyball and majoring in biology. Let's hear it for Kara Butler.
Not a good time.
All right, our second graduate, graduating from Salem High School with a GPA of 3.8. He will be attending the National Guard and then Radford University with a major in biochemistry. Very impressive. Let's hear it for Anthony Gearhart. Congratulations. Our next graduate from Glenver High School has a GPA of 4.2, attending Emory and Henry College and majoring in mathematics. Hannah Hilton. You notice all these GPAs are pretty high. I think our overall GPA as a group here is very, very, very high. So how smart these people are here. Our next graduate from Salem High School with a GPA, of course, of 3.7, attending the Apprentice School in Newport News, where he'll be wrestling, majoring in marine engineering and welding, Thomas Miles. Congratulations, man. Thank you. Our next graduate, inside joke going on up here. I think I got it. From Salem High School with a GPA of 3.5, he will be attending the Navy. He'll be entering the Navy, where his major is nuclear propulsion. Yes. Propulsion. Nuclear propulsion. Damian Painter. Almost got it.
You almost
got it. They've been teasing me all morning that I would not be able to get that out. Propulsion. There you go. That's right. Our next graduate from Salem High School with a GPA of 3.7, attending Lincoln Tech in Nashville, Tennessee, majoring in automotive technology, Caleb Wright. Congratulations. And our final high school graduate, this glaring shoes there, they're glaring at me. With a GPA of 3.0, he plans to attend the police academy at some point in time, Dominic Wright. Are you trying to make sure your hat doesn't fall off? Trying to make sure your hat.
How about that? This thing's
You got it, man. If it falls, it's all right. You'll be good. Yeah. All right, hey, let's hear it for our high school graduates. We're also going to recognize two of our Unite College graduates. First, graduating from the University of Lynchburg with a GPA of 4.0. She will be working in the ICU at Roanoke Memorial. Her major was in nursing, and I think she's getting married sometime soon. Erin Martin. Congratulations. You're welcome. All right, and our other college graduate, graduating from Roanoke College with a GPA of 3.0. She majored in psychology. That is Haley Patterson. Oh, you didn't give me hugs. No. Congratulations, Haley. All right, I know, so we got some pictures snapping and all kinds of things like that. It's totally fine. Got the table out of the way. All right, yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, guys, let's hear it for our high school and our college graduates one more time. You guys can have a seat. Thank you so much. You can take your caps off. They've been asking to take their caps off the whole time. You can take your caps off, totally fine. I want to also make sure you guys recognize and understand all the people that work with these guys. So I think it's a good opportunity to recognize our youth leaders that have worked with a lot of these high school graduates here. So Kelly, if you would stand up again. Garrison, if you would stand up. Sammy, would you stand up? Y'all stand up. All right. Andrew Reedy, I don't think he's in here. He's doing something else. Aaron, Nathan have just started. Not Aaron. Nathan and Emma have just started working with our youth. Aaron, if you'll stand up. All right. All these guys right here volunteer their time to work with our high school students, our middle school students here at Bethel Baptist Church, and do an outstanding job. Great support. Almost all of them are going on our summer camp this coming summer as leaders. So just appreciate all the time you guys give to our youth as well. Also want to recognize Christian and Fallon. Fallon, you're right there. We're acting like Christian's there. And Steve Doyle has also just recently started. These are three of our people that volunteer their time with our college group here at Bethel Baptist Church. So thank you guys for all the time you spend with these college students or these young adults, 18 to 27-year-olds. So thank you for all the time you spend as well. So let's hear it for our leaders here that help and they just really do a great job of investing in these guys' lives. We are now going to pull out your tissues because we're going to show you a little video. You've seen these guys come up on stage now, and this is a youth video of their time here at Bethel Baptist Church. A lot of these guys have grown up, as I mentioned, here at Bethel in our youth group. So we want to show you some highlights of them growing up here at Bethel, and just take some time to kind of remember some of those great times that we've had here in our youth group here at Bethel. So we'll play that video and enjoy. This morning, church, we're going to get the blessing of hearing three of our graduates speak. They are going to speak specifically about certain things. The first graduate that we're going to have come up, he has grown up in our church. We've watched him for our own eyes grow up, and so he is going to talk about the importance of growing up in a church. Anthony Gerhardt, come on up, buddy. Don't start speaking yet. Nobody can hear you.
Well, I wasn't going to start. Is this on?
Check. Say check. No.
Hello?
You're good.
Okay, it is. Pull it up here. All right. I just want to say that I haven't graduated yet, and in accordance with having senioritis, I wrote this very last minute. So, yeah. I will definitely be going off script. I can hear you laughing. Growing up in a church is something that I've been very thankful for, especially with my beautiful mother that I see crying down right there right now. She has done everything for me, and that includes making sure that I've always been able to go to this church, even as a child. So I'm very thankful for that. And being able to grow up in a church is something that's very extraordinary. It's a very good and positive experience. It's something that hopefully we can all experience that. Let me look at my notes here. growing up in this church has definitely connected me with so many different people and so many different resources like Josh. Josh here has definitely been an inspiration in my life and has definitely led me down the path that I am right now, so thank you. This speech is going great. Growing up in a church definitely helps with loss of family and friends, and definitely moving on in life. And it's just another way that the church helps you. When you lose family and you lose friends in ways that are unimaginable and in ways that you hope to never have happen to you, the church has always stopped smiling. It's always something that the church is just there, and it's definitely it's a great, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hang on, let me look at my speech. It's important. There we go. It's very important for being able to just talk and having that support group and that connect group there for you. And let me look at my speech again. And then growing up in a church definitely it helps you. It helps you not only grow as a child, but it helps you grow in your faith with God. And being able to walk in your faith with God and being able to experience so many different things throughout your walk it's definitely important, and it's definitely something that we should all experience, and it's just very important. It's very important. That was my entire speech. Like I said, I did this very last minute. Some sentences were skipped because I did not.
It's okay, Anthony. You did great. Thank you. Let's hear it for Anthony. You did great. And I think, speaking of church, Anthony used the word important a lot in his speech. But it also speaks on how important it is, that his mother chose to have him grow up in a church. And as parents, you all have that choice as well, right? You choose whether your child comes to church or not. Hopefully they don't. You do. You're the parent, right? So I think Anthony was trying to say there that he's very happy that his mother got him plugged in to this church here at Bethel Baptist Church at a very early age, and had him grow up in this church. And I think he realizes the importance of that and with the weight that carries through the rest of his life. So great job, Jennifer. Great job. Our next graduate that's going to speak is going to talk about the importance of growing up in a youth group. All right, so Anthony talked about the importance of growing up in a church from a very early age. Now this next graduate is going to talk about the importance of growing up in a youth group. So Damian Painter, come on up. You don't have a note sheet. You don't need a note. Oh, all right, good.
Can you all hear me? So like Josh said, I'm going to talk about the importance of being in youth group. And like this? Okay. Ooh, that's loud. Okay. I'm going to talk about the importance of being in youth group. And honestly, in my opinion, it is like one of the most pivotal small groups you can do at a young age, especially when you have people like Josh and Kelly and Sammy and Garrison leading it, and they make it more of a family than just a small group. When people like that, you feel more at home than anything. And I just want to praise God and thank God for them being in youth group and leading that. But unlike Anthony, I did not grow up in church. I always had that idea of God, and my grandma, praise God for her, she always made sure that we knew God. And she dedicated me from birth and always was that light, but we never went to church. On Sunday, we didn't do Wednesday, and we would barely read our Bibles. But then things changed, and we started to look for a church. Nothing really hit for a while, but then we found Christian Life International, and that youth group was like a home. It was. And I just lost my spot. I don't have notes. it's a lot of people. Okay. Christian Life International, that's right. And their leader, also named Josh Kessner, actually the man that baptized me, he was always such a helping hand. He was always motivating me to be in the Word and to spend time with God in prayer. And it was the first step that I took was youth group. And I think it's very important for kids to get your kids in youth group or children's church like Bethel has. And it's just that first step to get people children in the Word and experienced and start that good habit of praying when you wake up, praying before bed, reading time, spending time in the Word, getting to know God, and then being here as well. Like I said, it's a family. It's not just you come to church and you get to spend time with people and you just know them. No, it's a family here. Like everyone, chat, talk, even outside of church, people will talk to each other. We have a group chat that, yeah. Oh, sorry. How am I doing on the Whenever I'm done? Okay. Yeah. That's it, I guess.
It has really been a blessing and both of you guys did a great job. We're just asking you to come up here and share your hearts, and you're doing that. Don't worry, these people know it's hard to get up here in front of everybody and talk. But it's been just a blessing to watch Anthony grow up in our church, develop his relationship with Christ, Damien join our youth group, and watch him grow in his relationship with Christ. Some great conversations that we've had over the years about following God and doing what God wants him to do. And just watch the maturity level of these two guys grow up in our youth group has been awesome. It really has. And you church have been a big part of that as well. Our final graduate that's going to speak this morning, I know has notes because I'm looking at them. It's a big book of notes. And it's been a blessing watching her really grab a hold of God and let God invade her heart and her life and lead her not only here at the church, but in her school and in her community. It's been awesome to watch her development in her relationship and how close her relationship has gotten to God. So close that she's going to speak on the importance of being in the Word. She is actually almost finished, or have finished. 1 month left of reading the Bible from front to back, all the way through. And not many of us in this room can say that they've done that. And here we have a teenager that is almost done reading the Bible from front to back. So she's going to talk about the importance of being in the Word. Kara Butler, come on up.
This notebook, it's a big notebook, but it actually has all my schoolwork in it from senior year. So senioritis really got me on that one. I just found whatever notebook I could and wrote down in it. So it was actually kind of ironic that I got this topic about being in the Word because as of June last year, I didn't spend time in the Word. I mean, Sundays, Wednesdays, that was about it. I mean, I would do devotionals of 3 days, and then I wouldn't do another devotional for 3-4 months. You know, we've all done that. So when Josh and Kelly asked me to do this, I felt like it was so special for me to be able to do this because I have a lot of experience now. Because back in June last year, Kelly and one of my best friends, Madison, she came up to me and they're like, "Do you want to do this devotional where we read through the Bible in 1 year?" So, I mean, I did what any person in their right mind would do, and I tried to find a way to politely decline them because 3 days versus 365 days was a big, big jump. But no, I'm just kidding. I did not do that. I ended up saying yes. So here I was, starting senior year with the nerves of senior year, as well as wanting to read the Bible every single day. And so the verse that I chose to go along with this is Isaiah 48. I mean, it's a very commonly used verse, and rightfully so. It says, "The grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of God stands forever." The word of God stands forever. That really stuck out to me because senior year is so many changes. I mean, with college, I had no idea what I was going to do until February, and I mean, that was a little late to try to figure it out. I didn't know if I was going to play volleyball or not. I didn't know what I was going to major in. Like, so many things just running through my mind on that were always different. And then with high school volleyball, my position was different. My team wasn't the same. The expectations of my team was not the same. And then with school, classes different. Classmates were different. Expectations of myself were different and of teachers. I mean, senioritis is a real thing. Damien and Anthony both talked about it. It is a real thing, and I didn't learn that till this year. And then with youth group, making a choice to be there on Wednesday was sometimes tough when my schedule was busy and I had a test to study for, I had a volleyball game or practice. It was tough to always stay connected. And then my best friend Madison, she went to college this year. She was my person in youth group. So she left. That was another change added onto it. So it was just tough to have all these changes and try to find balance between my family and my friends, personal time, time studying. You know, it's really tough trying to balance all these different things. But regardless of all these things changing around me and shifting, I was in the Word every single night. And I was given reminders every single night. So when it came to finding a college, I went on a college tour expecting to love this school. I went. And then I got back in the car with my mom, and I looked at her, and I was like, that was horrible. And she's like, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, it was. So my expectations, so high, instantly plummeted. I was so discouraged just off of my first college tour, and it was really tough to want to keep going. And it was tough to even think that I was going to find a school. But the Word reminded me to trust in God, trust in Him, trust in His timing, put my faith in Him. And now I'm going to a school that I'm so excited to go to. I'm going to play volleyball. I have a coach that supports me and loves me already, and I haven't even played one game for him. It all worked out, all in His timing, but I wouldn't have really realized that if I wasn't in the Word with that reminder. And also, my best friend Hannah, I mean, you saw us with pictures of us together. We're kind of inseparable. People describe us as attached at the hip. I would agree. And it's tough because senior year is our last year to truly be together. You know, we're going to 2 different colleges next year, so this is our last time to do a lot of things together. And we'd be hanging out or whatever, and my mind would be 10 different other places, thinking about so many other things. And the Word reminded me to be grateful for the moment, to be present, to not worry about the future, not worried about the past, but to be present and enjoy the moments that I had with her. And I just was in a sense of gratitude after being in the Word. But I didn't know the Bible was going to speak to me in this way at all. I mean, on day 1 of the devotional, there's a little tracker that goes with it. I don't think the little tracker moved even a little bit. And then day 2, I completed day 2. I don't think it moved again. Day 3, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to finish this. I'm never going to get to day 50. Now here I am, into senior year. I'm almost done reading through the Bible, and I realize all these reminders that God was giving me through it, and I truly understand that He was the constant reminder in my life. His Word was a constant reminder throughout my senior year, and it was the constant. There was no other constants. Everything was changing. It was the constant. And I wouldn't have had it if I didn't open my Bible and spend time with God. So, I mean, I guess my message to you is if you're struggling with anything, anxiety, stress, you're going through a major change or even a minor change, you're feeling either unappreciated or unloved at work or school or with your family, go to His Word. You don't have to read the Bible in 1 year. You can start with a 3-day devotional. Go for it. You like the story of Jonah? Read his story, and you'll see all these details you've been missing out on. You just have to start somewhere, and God will speak to you wherever you are. And that's the biggest thing I learned, was He was going to speak to me wherever I started. And whenever you start, He's going to speak to you too. And I don't know how He does it. I don't know what He will say to you. I don't know when it will apply to you, but He will speak to you. So when all these things are changing around you, hold on to the constant. Read His Word, because when you have this constant, while everything's changing around you, you're going to be grounded, and you're going to spend time with Him. He's going to make your life just so much better, because looking at my senior year, I can see just everything that I've been blessed with, and I want everyone else to see what they've been blessed with too.
Thank you, Kara. And I think, church, speaking to you, you've heard these graduates get up here. Anthony, speaking of the importance of, maybe you're a young parent. Maybe you're going to be a parent one day. Maybe you're currently a parent right now. Get your kids involved in church. That's our senior graduating advice. Get your kids involved in a local church. It doesn't have to be here, but get them involved in a church somewhere. And as Damien spoke, Maybe you're a parent right now of a youth, or maybe you're going to be a parent of a youth soon because you have an elementary schooler. Get your kids plugged into a youth group. You're the parent. You get the choice whether they get plugged in or not. You don't have to let them choose. I guarantee you there's times where these guys maybe didn't want to come sometimes, but they came, and they showed up, and they were here. So get your kids involved in a youth group that's going to help them as they move through life. And as Kara just said, it's a challenge to all of us. You don't have to be 17, 18 years old. Maybe you're 40, 45, 50, 80 years old. Anywhere in between, get in the Word. Get in the Scripture, because when you do, God will talk to you. So what great advice from teenagers to give to us as a church. Graduates, we were just watching, we had Amped Up 44 this past week on Wednesday night, and we showed this video. And it was this video, I think it really applies really well, not just to our graduates, but to our youth, our middle schoolers, our high schoolers, and you guys as a church. We're watching this video, and there was these guys on this beach, and they had made this trip to go surfing. So they had made this long trip, spent a lot of hours, prepared a lot of things, and they show up at this beach. And when they get there, they're looking out in the ocean. And between where the big waves are breaking and the small waves, there's this barrier there. There's this barrier laid out. And they're not happy about this because they spent a lot of hours and a lot of time planning this trip. They spent a lot of time and a lot of hours, planning to be there and have a lot of fun and enjoy these big waves. But they couldn't ride these big waves because this barrier was in the way. And so they were just kind of upset about it. They were complaining about it. They were just not happy about it and kind of vocal about, man, we made all these plans. We had all this, trip planned out. We came all this way to ride these big waves, to have a bunch of fun, to enjoy what's going on out there. And we can't now because the stupid barrier's in the way. It's ruining our trip. And as they go on and on and on, an older gentleman kind of overhears them a little bit, and he comes up to them and he hands them these binoculars. And each of them, one at a time, start to look out a little closer at that barrier. And as each of them look, they notice something that they didn't notice before. See, beyond that barrier were a bunch of shark fins and a bunch of sharks swimming around. And so what they didn't realize is that barrier wasn't there to ruin their fun. It was there to protect them and everybody else on that beach from these sharks that were out there. So their perspective began to change a little bit about what the purpose of that barrier was. And I think sometimes, graduates, you're going to get to go off to college or the workforce or whatever it may be, and there's going to be a lot of things out there in life that look a lot of fun, that look to be like, man, that's going to be a great time. It can be very enticing. That can be very tempting. But God gives us barriers and parameters and things to, kind of give us limits on things. And see, how do we know what those barriers are? How do we know what those parameters are? And Kara just talked about it. You got to get in the Word. You got to read the Bible. You got to know what He says. You got to know, what to do and what not to do. Right? So my first challenge to you graduates as you head off to college, as Kara just mentioned, or as you go in the workforce or you're getting jobs or whatever, and youth as you're in middle school or high school, and church as you're going through life, know the parameters, know the barriers, know what God says to do and know what God says not to do. Right? Know it. And the only way to know it is read. Get in the Word. So I challenge you, stay in the Word. It's very easy when you get out of high school and you go to other places and other parts of the country and things like that to get out of this. This will lead you. This will guide you. This will direct you. And the second part of that, it's very important us to realize this isn't meant for us not to have fun in life. God did not give us the Bible to cut us off from fun and doing exciting things and ruin our days. No, he He gave us this to protect us. Just like that barrier was protecting those guys and all those people on that beach from those sharks, God gives us the Bible to protect us from sin and the worldly ways, because he knows the hurt and the pain that can come from not following him. And so many times we go through life and God says, don't do this and don't do that. And we think, man, it's ruining our fun. That looks so fun over there. Look at all those people. They're doing it. Everybody's doing it, so I should do it. But God says, no. I know the pain that brings. I know the hurt that brings. I know the challenges that will bring to your life. Follow me. Stay in my plan. Because my plans are way better than your plans. Kara mentioned earlier, I thought I had it all planned out. I had this college that I really thought was going to be awesome, that I was going to go to, and I was going to love it. And I went there, and it was dreadful, or it wasn't as good as you thought it was going to be, because God had other plans for her life. God had another place for her to be. The same applies for you, church, in your workplaces, in your neighborhoods, in your families. For you middle schoolers, high schoolers, graduates, the same applies. God has plans for your lives, but he wants us to know his word and follow his word and stay within those barriers and those parameters that he gives us, so he can lead us and take us on those plans that he has for us, because they're way better than anything you could imagine. But it's your choice. Graduates, it's your choice whether you stay in this word or not. Middle schoolers, it's high schoolers, it's your choice whether you're in this word or not. Church, adults, it's your choice whether you're in this word or not. He lets you choose. He doesn't make you read the Bible. He doesn't force you to read the Bible. He lets you choose. And then it's your choice how you view his commands that he gives us. Or do you view them as, man, that's just mean not to, so I don't have fun, so I don't enjoy this, that, or whatever it may be? Or are you viewing it as your perspective, looking through the binoculars that those guys were looking through? Oh, that's the key. Keep me out of that pain or that hurt, or keep me out of that situation that I may find myself in. See, God gives us the Bible so we can enjoy life to the fullest now, here on earth. New college students, he wants you to enjoy college all the way through, but he wants you to enjoy it his way. Because he gives us this Bible to enjoy life here and now. But he also knows it's meant to protect us. And the only way we can fully get the most out of life and fully enjoy life to the max is with a relationship with him and following his plan, letting him guide our lives, letting him lead our lives, and let him take you on a journey that's way better than you can ever imagine. Because he will if you let him. But you got to know his word, and you got to know that, hey, this isn't here to ruin my life. This is here to make my life the best it can possibly be. Because that's the only way that you can get the most out of this life, is with him and knowing his word and letting him lead your life. So that's my advice to you guys today. We are going to end service today by, I'll have the praise team come on up. We're going to close service this morning. I want to make sure you understand and you realize the part that you play, church, in these graduates' lives. If you've played any part in these graduates' lives, whether maybe you're a parent here today, maybe you're a grandparent, maybe you're a sibling, maybe you've taught one of these graduates in Sunday school, maybe you've served along one of them in VBS, maybe you've chaperoned one of our youth trips, maybe you've paid their way to camp, maybe you've made eggs in the kitchen so they can go to camp for a fundraiser. I want you to stand right now, because you have played a role in these graduates' life. So just go ahead, stand up, come on, stand up. Any one of these graduates. We want to thank you for the role that you've played in their lives, whether it's been from a financial standpoint or a direct standpoint, sharing the word to them directly, or any of those other things. So just thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that, church. Let's hear it for all these people. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close service. I'm going to have the grads come stand up front. We've done this the last several years. I think it's so impactful because these grads are going to go away. Some of them are going to get jobs. Some of them are going to go to colleges. And here's your chance, church. I'm gonna have them come stand up here. I'm gonna have them spread out in a second. And as the worship team leads us in the song, I wanna give you an opportunity to come pray with them or for them in the journey they're getting ready to go on. You know, sometimes we get graduates leave and man, we don't see them for years. This may be your last opportunity to pray with them or for them. Sometimes, you know, we get graduates leave and you know, they thrive in wherever they're going, or maybe they struggle in wherever they're going. Here's your opportunity to come pray for them, pray with them. So what I'm gonna do is, come on up. I'm just gonna have you line up right up here. You don't have to wear your caps, that's fine. Those get in the way of prayer. Just spread all the way down, get a lot of space. You don't have to be alphabetical order, it's totally fine. Just keep going down, there you go. Spread out, spread out, spread out. You can just keep going down, yeah. There's a lot of you, yeah, that's fine, that's perfect, good. So church, here's the invitation this morning. If you know one of these grads, maybe you don't know them. Maybe just see them standing up here, maybe they're just standing by themselves. I'm gonna challenge you this morning to just come, put your hands on them, and just pray for them. Just pray for what's next in their life. Pray that, one, they have a relationship with Christ, which I know a lot of them do. And then pray that if they do, they're gonna seek his will and their plan for their lives. So just come pray for them. That's the challenge, that's the invitation this morning as our worship team leads us.